Hey guys, it's been a while since I've posted regularly on this channel, so I've decided to take a different approach to my content. I've always wanted to make gaming content, but I also wanted to share my creations online. So from now on, I'll be posting a mix of gaming content and development videos. But with that out of the way, in this new series, I'll be trying to beat Fantastic Frontier with only melee gear. I'm attempting this challenge because I've never really played melee all that much in this game, and wanted to relearn the important parts of the game, like the nightmare. Enjoy the video! The first thing I did was grab a bronze dagger, which would allow me to get across the map faster. I then made my way to the Forgotten Lands to fish for overgrown dividers, as they sell for 50k each. My goal was to get 6 overgrown dividers, which would be a total of 300k, which would allow me to get the parasol and the jump boots, which are vital for early game. I ended up fishing up a deep sea chest, but I got a new voice plate body, which is a magic gear, so I ended up selling it later. I then spent the next few minutes fishing for overgrown dividers. This was the last overgrown divider that I needed, so I teleported back to Topple Town and sold all of my loot. I then made my way to Ronald Izzy to buy jump boots. Then I went over to the Gnome Magic School to buy the parasol. After I bought my 2 starting items, I went over and got the mansion key so I could start venturing into the nightmare. Before I ventured into the nightmare, I made sure to equip myself with a titanium greatsword for extra protection. I then bought giant corn seeds and planted them, since I might need them in the future to venture further into the nightmare. After collecting some coins, I headed back to top of town to sell them, since I thought I'd be dying pretty soon. I didn't want to waste some gold. Another random thing I did here was try to kill these birds with a greatsword. I don't understand why I do these things, but the urge. I got the urge. After selling the Rat Boy tokens, I headed into the mansion. I started exploring around the rooms for some coins, since I'd need them later to get into the final boss area. I then made my way to another room where I found the Chewed and noticed my sword was off, and got disconnected. After rejoining, I pressed the orange button and made my way up to the upper rooms. I first checked if the coast was clear, and then I started looting the area for Rat Boy tokens and any other loot I could find. Sadly, as I was leaving to go sell my stuff, an enemy spawned and resulted in the first death of the series. I then made my way back into the mansion where I planned of going deeper into it and finding more Rat Boy tokens. I sped this part up a little bit because it's kinda boring and it's a decently sized clip. So I'd advise skipping ahead if you get bored. After I was done looting the nightmare, I went back and sold all my loot. Then I checked on the progress of the corn. Then I bought myself a titanium rapier since I'd liked the faster attack speed and it had decent damage. I then made my way to the town of Right and Wrong where I'd attempt the otherworldly tower to try to get some more loot. This is where the real challenge began. The Red Ogre General posed a decent threat, and I'd like to consider it the first boss of the series. I then tried to continue the tower, but it didn't really go so well. I then had another attempt, but it didn't really go so well either. After the failed tower attempts, I decided to go to the Frontier of Dragons, where I'd start farming the dragons for a possible weapon and some money for an early game armor set. As you can see, this took quite a bit of time since I was very undergeared for fighting dragons, but I still tried to make it work. I then sold some of the loot I had got for some gold. Then I went back out to farm dragons, but it didn't really go so well. After this failure, I sold the new voice plate body to get a health upgrade, and to get gold for our armor set later. After getting the health upgrade, I decided to go back to the Frontier Dragons where I collected Hungry Flowers because they are a decent way to get money early game. I then got chased by 2 ghosts all the way back to the town of Right and Wrong. After selling my loot, I decided to go out farming dragons, mainly for one of the swords that they can drop. The next bit of the video will be of me farming dragons for loot. Please skip ahead if this gets boring to you, because I wouldn't want to watch this either. In the next video, I'll try to cut as much of this out as possible. After some grinding, I ultimately died to a dragon, forcing me to go back to Town. Back at Town, I harvested all the giant corn that I had planted earlier. I then stored some of it for later to use in the nightmare. And then I sold the rest of the giant corn for a bit of extra money. After this, I went right back to grinding more dragons. Ultimately, I died again. But I kept grinding in hopes of the sword. But then I died again. After spawning back in Toplo Town, I bought 2 pieces of the Garden Dweller set. I chose the Garden Dweller set because it gives a decent damage boost and is very friendly to people starting out in the game. I then headed over to the clothing boutique where I upgraded my vanity. Then I headed over to Topple Lake to buy a fishing hat to add the final touch to my outfit. As I returned to the Frontier of Dragons, I found the rabbit hole and decided to jump in to do some fishing. After fishing for a bit, I managed to fish up a grand chest. Soon after, I fished up another grand treasure chest. After I was done fishing, I headed back to the town of Right and Wrong to sell the loot I had gotten. And it was back to dragon killing. Please skip ahead. I headed back to the town of Right or Wrong, sold the loot I had gotten, and, you guessed it, went right back to dragon grinding. Please skip this part, bro. I sold my loot again. Surprising. Then I went back to the dragons again. Surprising. While I was bored out of my mind killing dragons, this queso giant decided to spawn and ruin everything. After attacking him for a bit, I tried to go grab the loot that the dragon dropped, and I died to his resting hand. And then I went back to dragon grinding. Tried to go fight Queso again. Died. Went back to grinding dragons. Died. At this point I was fed up with grinding dragons, so I just decided to take a break and buy some more vanity. But this didn't help much because I went back and I died immediately when Queso spawned. And I died again. And Queso decided to spawn in again, and I died to the dragon. But finally, after all that suffering, I got enough money to get the last piece of the armor set. I was so fed up with grinding the dragons, I just started harvesting things and selling them. Got the last bit of money here. But then while I was looking for Jumpman again, I ran into Gumbo and tried to fight him. But I was so tired at this point, I couldn't even fight him properly. And I died again. And once more. And all that just for a pack of gum. But then I noticed a red ogre general, and I headed over to get some extra loot. After killing him though, I got a royal bronze helmet, which I decided to add to my outfit. Then because of the royal bronze helmet, I decided to change my whole outfit into a bronze knight. And with that, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please give me feedback, because I really need it, because I'm really new to this. And I hope you come back for the next one. See ya.